Hello everyone, my name is Kat and I work for Western Bartonshire Libraries, and one of the things I do in the libraries is I take baby massage and baby yoga classes, and this is my baby massage demonstration doll, Jojo. So we've been missing seeing all the families in the libraries, and we are now putting together a series of videos of our baby massage and baby yoga classes so that you can continue to take part from home. So what we're going to do for you today is we're going to guide you through all the massage moves and strokes that we would be doing in week 6 of a 6-week block of baby massage. So this is the final week. But before we do that, there's just a few things to go over for anyone who hasn't taken part in our classes before. Some of the moves that we do aren't suitable for babies that are under 6 weeks old, so we would always recommend that you wait until your wee ones had their 6-week health check before you participate in any of the moves. And if you're concerned at all about any underlying health conditions that your baby might have and taking part in the massage, then you can always double check with a health visitor first. So the oil that we use in our classes is just vegetable oil. So you can use vegetable oil or sunflower oil or something like that you've got at home, and that's perfectly fine. It absorbs nicely into baby's skin, so it doesn't leave them slippery if you need to pick them up during the session. And also it doesn't have any perfumes in it, so babies are unlikely to have any kind of reaction to it. However, if you've got something else that you would prefer to use at home, that's totally fine as well. So before we begin the baby massage session, what we would always do in our classes is just do a very short relaxation session where we focus on deep breathing and stretching out some of our muscles. So that's what we're going to do now. So to begin the relaxation, just make yourself nice and comfortable, and then I want you to concentrate on your breathing. Take nice, slow, deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just inhale and exhale. And while you continue with your slow deep breaths, we're going to stretch out some of our muscles, starting with your neck. So if you just drop your chin all the way down to your chest and hold it there for a few seconds. And then bring your head back, and this time tip it backwards, and again hold. And back to the centre, and then tip your head over to one side so that your ear goes down towards your shoulder. Back to the centre and over to the other side. And back to the centre. Okay, next we're going to pull our shoulders up nice and tight towards our ears and relax. And again, pull them up nice and tight and relax. One last time. Tense your shoulders up and relax. And then the last move we always do, if you pull your hands out in front of you, really stretch them out so you can feel the muscles in your upper arms and shoulders. And if the baby's lying in front of you, you can give them a little wave. And that's us, nice and relaxed, ready to start the baby massage session. So the opening move for every baby massage session is always the velvet cloak. So before you take any of baby's clothes off or get oil onto your hands, you want to start off by rubbing your two palms together close to baby's ear, and babies will learn to recognise that sound and know that they're going to get a massage. And then again, before you get any oil in your hands, you're just giving babies a long gentle stroke from the tops of their head all the way down to the tips of their toes, and their little toes can get a gentle tug at the bottom. So this just gets baby used to the touch before the massage session starts. So we tend to start off on baby's legs because it's the least sensitive part of baby's body. Nice and relaxing way to start off the session. So if you can get baby's trousers off or undo their baby grow and push it aside, or whatever they have on there, and make sure their socks are off as well. And then just help yourself to a little oil in the palm of your hand and rub it between your two hands to make it nice and warm. And then just help yourself to oil whenever you think you need it during the session. So we start off on baby's leg with the opening move there, the upside down leg stroke. So you take one of baby's feet in one of your hands, flats of all your fingers on your other hand. Start at the bottom of baby's leg with your fingers pointing in the way. So if your fingers are pointing out, make sure you swap your hands over so that they're pointing in the way. Stroke all the way up the front of baby's leg. Turn your hand at their hip, down the outside towards their foot again. So it's a lovely, long, slow, relaxing stroke. It's a really nice one just to start off the session with the babies. So once you've done that about 4 or 5 times on baby's first leg, swap over and do the exact same thing on the other leg. Make sure you swap your hands over though, so that your fingers will still point in the way. Again, stroke all the way up the front of baby's leg, turn your hand at their hip and down the outside towards the foot again. So we're going to go back to baby's first leg now and do kneading the dough. You hold baby's foot in the same way. This time your other hand is in this kind of curved C shape. Start at the top of baby's leg and work down the way. So your thumb goes on top of the thigh and your fingers underneath, and you just do this gentle twisting motion all the way down the outside of baby's leg. So this move is really good for improving circulation in baby's legs and also for relaxing out the muscles there. And again, once you've done baby's first leg, swap over and do the exact same thing on the other leg. Make sure you swap your hands, and again, thumb on top, fingers underneath, and just that gentle twisting motion all the way down baby's leg, down the outside of their leg. Okay. Now we'll go back to baby's first leg and we're going to do the stroke wibble wobble. So you start with one hand on the inside of baby's thigh with your fingers pointing down towards the floor, your other hand on the outside, fingers down towards the floor, and then just this up and down wibble wobble motion all the way down baby's leg towards foot. So just like that, up and down with your hands. And you can sing wibble wobble, jelly on a plate. This one's good for improving suppleness in babies, and it's also just a little bit of fun. So move on to the other leg and again do the exact same thing there. It helps babies release any tension there. Wibble wobble, jelly on a plate. Okay, so the next one we're going to do on the legs is daddy long legs. Start off with your hands underneath baby's bottom like that, and then you curve your hands in this shape just to stroke down the underside of baby's legs like that, and then you can give their toes a little gentle tug at the end. That's a good one just for relaxing out the muscles in baby's legs. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of the moves on baby's foot. So I'm just going to turn my baby so you can see a little better in the camera. So we're going to start off with stripes. So for stripes, you're tracing this part of baby's foot with gentle pressure. So you can use your finger or your thumb, whichever's easiest for you. And it's this heavy pad underneath the toes, starting just underneath the big toe and just stroking out the way to just underneath the little toe. And again, once you've done baby's first foot, you swap over and do the same thing on the other foot, starting just underneath the big toe and working out the way. So in reflexology, this area of the foot corresponds to sinuses. So this is to help out if babies have blocked sinuses or earache or anything like that. So the next one we're going to do is called tummy button. So it's right in this section of baby's foot, right in the centre, and you just want to press in with gentle pressure and hold for a few seconds. And if you get the right bit, baby's toes will curl over and relax. Just again. So this area of the foot corresponds to the diaphragm. You swap over and do the same thing on the other foot. Baby's not too wriggly, you can do both feet at once. So this is for promoting smoother and deeper breathing. One more to do on the foot, and that is the heel to toe stroke. So you start down at the heel and you stroke up the inside of the foot to just underneath the big toe, and then outwards to just underneath the little toe. And once you've done that a few times on baby's first foot, just swap over and do the same thing on the other foot. So this stroke is good for circulation in baby's feet. Okay, so we're going to go back to the legs now, finish up on the legs and the feet with the same stroke that we started with there, and that's the upside down leg stroke. So you should have one of baby's feet in one of your hands, and then the flats of all your fingers on your other hand pointing in the way. Stroke all the way up the front of baby's leg, turn your hand at the hip and down the outside towards the foot again. And again, once you've done that a few times on baby's first leg, you just swap over and do the exact same thing on baby's other leg. Make sure you swap your hands over so that your fingers will still point in the way. Okay, so that's us finish off on the legs. We're going to move up and do some of the strokes on baby's tummy now. So if you can undo baby's vest or whatever they have on and just roll it up out of the way. And remember, just help yourself to your oil whenever you need. So the opening move on baby's tummy is called tummy cuddle. You start off with your hands together like that underneath baby's back, and then you stroke your hands to baby's sides, turn them and bring your fingers to meet over baby's belly button. And it's a nice one just to warm up the area before we start the massage strokes on baby's tummy. So when we're working on baby's tummies, we always work in clockwise circles, so always from the left round to the right, because that's the direction of baby's bowels, and that will help with any tummy problems that baby might have. Always want to stay below the bottom of the chest as well, just to get the maximum benefit out of these strokes. So the first one we're going to do is round and round the garden. So picture a clock face on baby's tummy, and using the first two fingers on your right hand, start at your bottom left at what would be 7 o'clock on the clock, and then with some gentle pressure, trace a circle clockwise all the way round to 5 o'clock. And we're not doing this bottom part of the circle because that goes the wrong way for baby's bowels. And the next stroke that we're going to do on baby's tummy is called petal stroke. So again, those two fingers, I'm following that same circle, but this time you're adding in petal shaped circles all the way round. So these strokes that we do on baby's tummy are for helping out with things like trapped wind, constipation, colic, or any other tummy problems that the wee one might have. Okay, so the next one is windy box, and again you're using your two fingers, starting at that same place at the bottom left, but it's not a circle this time, it's a box shape, so it has corners. So you go straight up and then straight across under the chest and straight down to the bottom right. Again, we're not doing that bottom part because that goes the wrong way for baby's bowels. And then one more move to do on baby's tummy. We're going to do tummy squeaker next. This one is like a paddling motion. You start with one palm just underneath baby's chest and stroke down their tummy. Do the same with the other, and then just keep going like that, one hand over another in that paddling motion. And then we're going to finish off on the tummy with the same one we started with. It's the tummy cuddle. So hands underneath baby's back with fingers together like that. Stroke to baby's sides. Turn your hands and bring your fingers to meet over baby's tummy. And then we're going to move up and do some strokes on baby's chest and arms. So if you can take baby's tops off and their vest off or whatever they have on. And if you feel it might be a bit chilly for babies, you can always just cover up their legs with a little blanket to keep them warm. Now the opening stroke for the chest and arms is always hearts and flowers. So we start off with our two palms placed one on either side of baby's chest, stroke upwards and cup the shoulders all the way down the outside of baby's arms, and open up their hands with your thumbs. So again, two palms on, stroke upwards and cup the shoulders all the way down the outside of their arms and open up baby's hands with your thumbs. So this one's a good one for relaxing the muscles in baby's arms and just gets them to unclench their fists as well. So the next one we're going to do is a love heart, and this one is just on baby's chest. So you use your two thumbs and your first two fingers all together like that, right at the centre at the base of baby's chest. Now your thumbs won't move, they're going to stay there. And your two fingers are going to trace a love heart shape upwards and outwards to the shoulders and then back down to your thumbs. And this one is good for circulation in the chest and also for toning the muscles there. Okay, so again, once you've done that about 4 or 5 times, we're going to move on and we'll do a cross and down. Now a cross and down takes in the whole of baby's body. It's all about body awareness. So if you start off again just by placing your two hands, one on either side of baby's chest, take one hand away, your hand that's left will stroke to the opposite shoulder and all the way down the outside of baby's body towards the foot. And then again place two palms on baby's chest, this time take the other hand away, stroke to the opposite shoulder and all the way down the outside of baby's body towards the foot. And you just keep going like that, alternating hands as you go. So we'll just do that full thing one more time. Two hands on, one away, down the outside of the body. Two hands on. There we go. So we're going to finish off on the chest and arms with the same one that we started with. It's hearts and flowers again. So place two palms, one on either side of baby's chest. Stroke upwards and cup the shoulders all the way down the outside of baby's arms and open up their hands with your thumbs. So we'll just do that a couple more times just to finish off on the chest and arms, and then we've got some strokes to do on babies' backs. So if your wee one is quite comfortable lying on their tummy, you can just turn them over for tummy time while we do the strokes on baby's back. Some babies prefer to have a little towel or a blanket rolled up to give them something to lean across with their chest and arms. You just find a way that will work for you and your wee one. So the opening move on baby's back is always toes to tops. So you start off using the pads of all your fingers right down at the bottom of baby's legs, stroke up the backs of baby's legs, then up either side of baby's back, cut the shoulders and down the outside of the body towards the feet again. Now when we're doing these strokes on baby's backs, you want to make sure you don't put any pressure on baby's spine, so always make sure you go up either side. This stroke's a very relaxing stroke for babies. So again, we're just going to do it 4 or 5 times before we move on and do the next one. And the next stroke is back petals. Starts off in exactly the same way. You're stroking up the backs of baby's legs, and then this time once you get to the bottom of their back, you switch to 2 fingers on each hand and just chase petal shaped circles all the way up either side of their back, again being careful not to put any pressure on baby's spine. So these strokes that we're doing on baby's back are good for strengthening and toning the muscles in their backs, and helps with preparing and developing baby for when they're going to be sitting up or walking. So the next one we're doing is healing thumbs, again starting off by stroking up the backs of baby's legs, and then this time when you get to the bottom of baby's back, you're using the pads of your thumbs starting on either side of baby's spine and just tracing lines out the way. So it's like rungs of a ladder going all the way up either side of baby's back, and when you get to the shoulders, again just stroking all the way down the outside of baby's body towards the feet again. So again, this one's good for muscle tone and posture. Just do that one more time. Okay. So the next one we're doing on baby's back is called back kneed. So you start at the shoulders and just work down the back for this one. So your hands almost going into a fish shape, not quite. And it's this part of your fingers you're using here. And again, no pressure on baby's spine, so it's either side of their back, and then just applying gentle pressure from the shoulders down. Nice relaxing stroke for babies and helps tone their muscles. Okay, so the next one is Little Tigger. So for this one you're using the tips of your fingers and just starting at the shoulders again and stroking down either side of baby's back. So again, nice relaxing stroke. It's good for toning the muscles in baby's back. So we have one left to do on the back, and that is the same one that we started with there. It's toes to tops. So again, using the pads of all our fingers, you stroke up the backs of baby's legs and then up either side of their spine, cut their shoulders and down the outside of their body towards their feet again. And just do that once more, and then that'll be us finished on the back and finish the whole session. And we are going to finish off as we always do with the velvet cloak, so the same stroke that we started the whole session with. So if you turn baby's back over and use the pads of all your fingers and give babies a long gentle stroke from the tops of their head all the way down to the tips of their toes, and their little toes can get a gentle tug at the bottom. And this is where I always like to say thank you to the babies who come to my baby massage class. And I always like to ask the babies to say thank you to their parents and carers as well. Thank you. And so that is the end of the week 6 final session of baby massage. I really hope that you guys have all enjoyed taking part from home, and I hope we'll see you back again soon for some more massage and yoga sessions. Okay, thank you, bye.